Hello, 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 and welcome to this week's session of hashtag SOS Summer of Success. Before we get started, I want to make sure before we get going good that I am indeed live on the good Facebook and you can hear me. Yes, there I am. There we are. All right. So, hi guys, I'm Takia Hansley from TakiaDHansley.com, creator of Dollar Signs and Crayon, your simple solutions and step-by-step, um, sh- strategies. Yes, simple solutions and step-by-step strategies to for homeschool moms that work from home to go from utter chaos to complete peace, success, and prosperity. This week, for Summer of Success, we're talking about coaching. Do you have a coach? Hello, you can coach. All of that good stuff. We have several questions for and our special guest today is Mr. Colin Yearwood.
Right.
Hey, Keisha Bass is in the building. So before we get started, guys, I appreciate you all for jumping on again this week. Colin is a business development coach, and he's going to talk to you today about coaching. He's been
Appreciate you all for
coaching.
jumping on again this week.
Oh, okay. He's been coaching for a while now. He started in the online space in 1998. He's been doing affiliate marketing since about 2007, 2008, and now he is full time. And right now he's teaching strategies on how to go from employee to entrepreneur. He's done it, and now he's teaching it, coaching it, making it happen. Okay. So before we get started jumping into those questions, anything else you want to add to introduce yourself today, Colin?
Hey, thank you so much for having me on. I definitely appreciate it. Love the energy. I feel all pumped up now. That's about it, man. I always like to tell people that the first thing I ever sold online was a toy called the Furby when it was first released in 1998 on eBay. That's the first thing I ever sold online.
The Furby, the little fuzzy toy.
Yeah, I know it dates me well. Yeah.
Wow, I remember the Furby. I'm not young enough to have played with the Furby, but I do remember the Furby.
I actually know people now that says, well, the Furby was one of my first Christmas gifts. I'm like, okay, I might have sold your parents that. So
Wow. Cedrus, hello, hello. Okay, good. We're better now. We were breaking up. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Let's see. So anything else before we get into these questions, Colin?
no, let's talk.
If you are still in the same place that you were in January, okay, we're going to make sure that we give you the tools every week throughout this month to make the rest of 2018 the success that you desire. Okay.
Okay.
So, first question, why would somebody need a coach?
That's a good question, a good place to start. There's several reasons why I think we will need coaching, right? Because first of all, we don't know what we don't know. That's one. We're not good at everything, and guidance is definitely worth investing in, and that's what coaching is about, right? If you're looking to get better at something specific, and there's someone that can help you with it, why not get help with that? Um, why another reason why you would need a coach is if you're serious about what you're doing. There's very few people that I know that have been successful that's done it without guidance or without help. A lot of other people feel coaching has to be a paid relationship. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, so we use coaching to get to the next level, but does hiring a coach mean that something's wrong with you? Does it mean that, something's just not right?
Yeah, it definitely means something is not right. Something is not right because you see there's more potential within you, right? You know that you want to get better. You know that you have not maximized your potential or your skill set. That's the way to look at it, right? That's not a bad thing at all. Being aware of that, I've met my max, I've met my limit on what I can do myself. Why not see if someone else can stretch me?
So if if something's wrong, well, it's not, I wouldn't say something's wrong, but you're definitely trying to, yeah, it's different, right? You're definitely just trying to get to a place where um, the coach is helping you pull things out that you may have missed and things that you're not getting. Sharice is saying, tell us more.
So there can be several different types of coaching relationships, right? And it depends on what kind of coaching relationship you're in. So some basics to me is coach works on three things, right? They can work on the person, they can work on a specific project, or they can work on productivity. So to me, those are the three areas you can break coaching into, right? Now, what coaching can do when it comes to the person, it can help you identify some things that are holding you back from moving forward in your business, your life, or whatever area. It could be a specific activity. It could be, if it's a Facebook ads coach, they can help you identify what you're doing wrong that is preventing you from getting the results you're looking for. And I've had some friends that are Facebook ad coaches, and they've had some really crazy results with their clients just by looking at what type of ads they're running, changing changing the type of ads and getting results. When it comes to productivity, when someone is able to look and ask questions, hey, give me an idea of what you're doing and what your process is like, you're able to see, what that person can be doing different. And a lot of times people find that through having that honest one-on-one conversation with someone, the answers is revealed to them. And I think a lot of time coaching is just asking you the right questions. I think if you're honest about the relationship, and you're there committed to getting results, the results just appear as you start talking about it in an honest way. So coaching can be just guiding you through a process, right, to get into where you want to get. And also coaching could be pushing back on the objections that you would normally tell someone, right? Or you normally tell yourself. When there's someone who objects to you, would push back on those objections and make you think about it. Because a lot of times we tell ourselves the same story. We tell our friends in our circle the same story, and they start to believe that story too, right? And then when you're having that conversation with an independent person, someone that you trust, and that pushback comes, you have to take a second look at yourself. And you have to take a second look like, wow, is this a valid reason? So that's there's different ways coaching can go about it. It's not a lot of times about process, but it could be about you as a person or about a specific project you're working on. If you're working on a project and you're trying to launch something, just having that clarity of knowing what's the next step makes it, takes away from that overwhelm that you may have, right? You may be overwhelmed with this whole big process, but if you have someone there to help you identify the next step and break it down and work step by step, it becomes a lot easier to accomplish. So there's a lot of different types of relationships you can have when it comes to coaching.
So the next question I have, and man, Colin, you are really going in, and I see like in the comments, we have a lot of comments coming through. Thank you, Sharice. Thank you, everyone that's watching. My next question is, like, who exactly is the person that needs to hire a coach?
You know what? I think honestly, everyone has a coach in somewhere, some fashion, right? There's some depending on what kind of relations we're in, our partner sometimes is our coach that give us that encouragement, that give us that guidance. As Sharice mentioned, coaches have a little bit more experience. So, to me, the person that is serious about the next step, that is serious about moving their situation or their project or their life forward, that's the person that should hire a coach, right? That's the person that should look for help. A lot of people turn to digital products, which is great, but here's another thing. To me, the type of person that can hire a coach is if you weren't good at, reading the books in school and doing the homework on your own. If that wasn't your thing when you were in high school, when you were in college, that might not be your thing now. You may have been that person who needed that one-on-one attention to get it, been able to get in, get what you need, and move on. So to me, that's a couple ways you could, couple of people that may want to hire a coach, right? You just want to move ahead. I think Sharice mentioned motivation, right? To me, I don't think coaching is more about motivation. I like working with people who are motivated to get results, but they're not sure how to get the results. So that's why they hire a coach, right? They're motivated to move forward, and they're ready to get the result, but they're challenged. See, if someone comes to you looking for motivation, it could be even more challenging because I really don't know what's within you, that can help motivate you to move forward. A lot of, to me, that might be a different type of coaching. That might be more of like a therapist or something like that. But for me, I like working with people who are motivated for change, who are motivated for to do better, and then you're able to help them on that process there. Similar, Sharif mentioned inspiration also. You know, I think inspiration come. I see that happens a lot in coaching relationships. Inspiration come because you have the aha moment yourself, right? You're sitting there, you're having that conversation, and that light went on. Because maybe the first time you're having that honest conversation, or that person said something to connect some dots that were separate, right?
This actually leads into the next question. What's the difference between a coach, a therapist, or a counselor, or someone like that? Like, your coach is not your psychiatrist. So what's the difference?
I think that's the difference right there. Usually, if you need to me, you don't go to coaching relation. Depending on, we're talking business coaching, we're talking the athletic coaching. I think you don't go there if there's a medical. To me, therapist and psychiatrist, that's more of a medical type of relationship, right? When it comes to business coaching, I don't think we are qualified to offer that kind of advice that a trained therapist or psychiatrist would offer. Although at times you're tempted to, right? You're just giving a layman's opinion, but I don't think we should go there when it comes to coaching. If you see that someone needs that, you recommend that. I think for what I do, it's more of helping people get a clearer path with mindset, right? To me, mindset is different from you can work on mindset in business and not need a therapist or a psychiatrist. But I think they look on more. I think they look to more things that are within you and have a longer, may have some medical complications, and that's what I definitely try to stay away from. I don't pretend to be a medical professional at all.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you for clearing that up for some people. Some other questions, like, therapists get degrees and such, right? What type of degree or certification, if any, like what type of what qualifies somebody to be a coach?
So degrees and certifications are definitely handy, right? But what to me, the thing that I look for in a coach, I look for someone who's been on that journey that I want to go on. Someone who's had that experience in the field doing what I want to accomplish, right? Someone who has the kind of demeanor that I could engage with in a way to learn. But the results are the key. The other thing I like, for me, I like for my coaches that I've worked with, I've had different coaches at the different stages of my career. And what I found, if I kind of jump ahead of where I am prepared, where I am in my skill set, and I'm trying to jump 3 or 4 rounds up, I'm usually lost because they're sharing things with me that I don't have. I should have known, but I don't know to do. So it becomes a little bit harder. So I tend to work with different coaches as I grow. So I like working with people who are a few steps ahead of me. Someone is at a different, at an expert in a certain area. Yeah, someone who has the experience in it, but they don't have to be the top person in that niche, right? Because I may not have that skill set. There's a skill set gap between where I am and where I want to go, and I don't want to skip that round of getting that knowledge. So I tend to look for someone with experience, someone who has a demeanor that I could vibe with well, someone who has a track record. Like you can speak to different clients they've worked with, and the coaches I've worked with have referred me to the clients that, hey, talk to this person, see if they think I may be a good fit for you. So to me, there's a couple of things you want to look for. The degrees, yeah, there's not a specific degree in coaching, but there's a lot of certifications. And a lot of times you find that people have certifications, but they may not have that or some of the experience that's necessary to do it. The other question that comes with that, right? Does your coach need to have massive results in that field. When they say massive results, I've worked with Facebook ads coaches that they don't personally they don't personally invest their money in Facebook ads, but they've gotten results for their clients. So I want those kind of results they got. To me, I don't look at how much money you put into it. How much I wanted to see the results you've gotten for your clients. A lot of times, there's a lot of people who spend a lot of time working on client work and not working on their own work, because the bigger reward for many people is getting results for other people. You know, so
I like that you mentioned really high person and the skill set. Could you elaborate more on that? Like, a lot of people will look at coaches and there's a lot of coaches out there. So does everybody need to hire the 6-7 figure earner, or the person that has done it all, right? The person whose calendar is booked. Is that the person that you go after? How do you know?
after making the mistake of doing it, right? And I've done so. So here's one way to avoid that mistake. And the example I like using is basketball, right? If you're in high school, your high school coach will more than likely help you get a basketball scholarship, right? Just use the example of that. Your high school coach is equipped to get you maybe a Division 1, Division 2, maybe Division 1 AA, maybe Division 2 or Division 3 scholarship, right? Now, if you want to, if your kid is that good, you may say, well, he needs some more coaching than what he currently is getting with his high school coach. So you'll put him in like AAU or travel basketball, because those coaches have a higher skill set that is geared towards Division 1 schools, right? So you're able to now, you realize, okay, this coach, his potential is to maximize with my kid, and I'm going to take him to the next level of coaching. Now, when they get to the next level of coaching, they're equipped now to get them Division 1 top 20 schools, right? Now, when you're in college now, and you want to get to the NBA, your college coach may not be designed as the coach to help you get to the NBA. So a lot of guys, when they enter the draft, they hire another coach to help them on the skill set that will raise them up the draft level. So as your skill set increase, your coaching expectations increase, and then you look for that coach that would help pull you a little bit further. I've had several coaches over the years, and it's not one person that can get me to the exact place where I want to be, but that person got me to the next level. And I had enough time to develop on that skill set and grow on that skill set before realizing, okay, wait, I've maxed out here. Thanks, I appreciate you, and look for the next person that could now take me to that next level. So a lot of people, beginners, want to hire a 6-figure coach. Great, it's a great idea in the concept, but do you have the skill set that got that 6-figure coach to that level? It may be you may be in over your head with the kind of work commitment, the kind of skills that they're expecting for you to get the best results.
It sounds like you've had more than one coach on your journey, right? So would you say that hiring a coach is expensive?
Yeah, early along in my career, I would have said that. But what I realized 8 years ago, what I realized, if I invested the money 8 years ago, I may have been further along than I wanted, because more than likely you're going to spend the same amount of money, on different products, on different memberships, on different tools that you don't know or prepared to use. Hiring a coach is not expensive at all, especially when you understand the return you're going to get on your investment, when you understand why you're doing this. When you have a very strategic thought of, this is what I'm expecting from this coach, this is where I'm going to go, and I'm looking to get after, and that's the way I look at it. Now, to me, not too many things are expensive. I recently talked to someone else recently that about coaching, and he said my program is expensive, and he mentioned a number to me. I'm like, no, that's not expensive at all, because I understand the value of getting that clear, concise direction that will bring you further along in 3 months rather than you more likely you'll invest half of that money anyway, trying to figure it out on your own, buying different coaches and jumping all around. So coaching is not expensive. It's all about how you look at it. And it's about mindset, right? If you're thinking coaching is expensive, what is expensive is the cost of inaction, the cost of you not taking the action or making the investment to get ahead and develop that skill set you're looking to do. That is what's expensive, right? Because you're sitting there. To me, the cost of inaction is you're basically sitting there hoping to get the results when you can hire someone who can move you forward and help you get the results faster. So on your own, you may be able to get the results in a year, 9 months. You hire a coach, you can get the results maybe in 6 months, 3 months. There's a huge return on that kind of investment. Right
Okay. I would look at it as, it's relative. The price of coaching is relative to where you are, where you want to go, and how much time you want to save, right? Because if you're in a space where you don't know, okay, you don't know what you don't know, right? And you can't be faulted for not knowing, but if you want to go further, if you want to go further faster, then why not hook up with somebody that does know, right? Because you're not going to get those results that you want or the results that you expect if you're still trying to figure it out. You'll get those results, but it might be some years down the road. So, is it expensive? I would say, that's relative to how much your time is worth, really, right?
Absolutely. And that's a great way of looking at it. Great way of looking at it. A lot of people feel that because a lot of people feel that the time is their investment, right? They don't have the money, shall invest the time. But a lot of times we really don't know how much time we have, right? So that becomes a tricky thing there, where a lot of people believe they'll figure it out sooner or later. And then years later, you're still trying to figure it out. And again, I was there, actually. I was there. I didn't get coaching until maybe 5 years ago. And I spent a lot of money online. I've been fortunate I made money online, but I also spent a lot of money chasing a lot of shiny objects, doing a lot of things that weren't aligned with where I truly wanted to go, but it looks like the easier path. And for me, getting coaching will give me a certain level of accountability and give me more of a direct path. Like, here's the things you need to be working on. And the minute, even without the coach, and I veer off of that path, I realize, you know what, this is not what I say where I want to be. So I need to get back on track. So at minimum, I think a coach helps you clear the path, give you a clear path of where you want to go, right? Help you develop that clear path of where you want to go. And if even that that coaching relationship is over, you can always look back and say, hey, this is where I wanted to go. Am I still on track there? Am I veering too far off? And I think that's where coaching, it's good to have on a continuous basis, but if you're not able to afford that, it gives you that framework to work from, right? It gives you that skill set that you can continue to repeat and get better and practice it and get better. So to me, that's one of the big things about it. It's the time. It's worth the investment to save the time to get the results you're looking for.
We're going through talking about coaching. Do you guys have any questions? Right? If you have any questions, make sure you're dropping your questions in the comments so that we can address them while we have Colin right here live. Have you ever considered coaching? Is coaching something that you feel like might be out of your realm, or whatever questions you may have? Right now, my last question is, what are some of the areas that people can be coached in? So you're a business development coach, right? But what other type of coaches are out there? What other areas of someone's life could they look at and say, I might need to hire somebody to help me with this?
Well, I think if you do a quick search online, you'll find coaches in every area. But I've seen parenting coaches, relationship coaches, health coaches, dietitians who have coaching programs and accountability programs to help you stay on track. A lot of personal trainers now are doing coaching that doesn't involve, you meeting with them in person. They have coaching where it's an accountability, a check-in program where you're doing it on your own. So there's in any area of your life you need guidance, you can find someone, and it always doesn't have to be a paid relationship, right? I think a lot of times you can find someone in whatever area of your life you need coaching in, but it takes a lot of courage for you to admit I need some help there. If I have a friend that's better at something than I am and I want to get better at it, reach out to them and say, hey, would you mind helping me get better at this? Here's what I'm looking for. And you may have, to me, that's a coaching relationship there. So in any area of your life, you're a homeschooler. I think there's a lot of homeschooling parents that can use coaching and guidance to help them make that whole process of homeschooling more efficient. Because you've gone through the experience thing for 4 or 5 years. There's a lot of things you've learned, a lot of processes you've developed, a lot of mindset shifts you've had that new parents that are homeschooling don't have. And by you being able to share that with them, it helps them skip ahead a few years. They don't have to go through those problems. I think you can find coaching in any realm or any area of your life you're looking for. Me personally, business-wise, I've hired a Facebook ad coach. I've hired a writing coach. I've had business coaches. I've had a coach that's helped me with faith and religion and better understand the Bible. To be honest about it, that's how I've really gotten into the Bible, because I had someone there to give me some guidance and context to it and point me and refer me to different areas to make that whole story, fulfill the story for me versus than me just reading and trying to figure it out on my own, right? So there's a lot of different areas that you can find coaching in. And to me, the courageous thing to do is if you need help in any area of your life, is just standing up and saying, I need help. Where can I get this help? Start acting first.
Okay, Sharice, I see your question. I'm gonna come back to it, but I have a quick question. You mentioned that you had a coach for understanding the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Is it can a coach be can a minister be a coach? I guess that's my question. Like, is that not? I can't think of the phrase I'm looking for, but is it a conflict of interest for a minister to be a coach?
I don't think it is, but mine wasn't a paid relationship, right? This is someone I knew and I've worked with. Mine wasn't a paid, but I don't think it is, right? If you need more attention, right? Not because you're a minister, mean that you have to. I'm assuming you're thinking of conflict of interest when it comes to maybe paying for a coach, right? But if you're a minister, that doesn't mean you have to give all your time away for free, But the relationship I've had with someone when it comes to the Bible wasn't a paid relationship. It was, I needed help. I reached out to someone and he decided, hey, I'm going to coach you through this process. Here's where you go. Here's where you get started. What are you struggling with? Here's what you should read. Here's some context to this whole thing, right? So to me, there's not a conflict there. I'm a big fan of entrepreneurship and paying for service, right? And not because you're a minister, I mean that you have to work for free. I mean that because you're a minister, mean that you cannot package your service, not package your skill set that you've learned, and resell it, right? There's going to be a component where you give it away for free, but also your time is valuable, and there's, again, I am not a Bible expert. I'm just a layman who's trying to live life, but I also believe in people earning a living, and I believe that we get a higher level of service when you're able to contribute to people's life. And one way you contribute to people's life is they're offering you a high level of service, which is through an exchange of currency, right? So I'm not, hey man, if you want minister to charge to do personal coaching, why not?
So Sharice's question, we'll go back to that. Is there a such thing as too early to hire a coach?
Absolutely not. So if you're willing to invest $500 in a digital product, and that's your first time investing $500 in a digital product, or even to pay for a product, right? Most people pay $97 for a product and they don't think about it. Knowing what I know now, I would pay that $97 to invest in a 30-minute conversation with someone who's doing exactly what I want to do. And I'll be very strategic with the conversation to get the most out of it, right? To me, that's a better way of investing. I don't think a lot of people need more courses, right? Because the truth about it, we don't use most of the courses. I think a lot of people need specific direction and customized direction to help them on their path, and some accountability too. So it's, to me, it's never too early to get coaching. If you, yes, if I'm to do, I'm looking to get, I do a lot of cardio. I'm looking to start weightlifting, and I'm thinking about, okay, I want to have a personal trainer there with me. I don't want to go in there and figure that out on my own, right? I want to go in there with someone who knows what they're doing and start doing it the right way and start getting in the right direction. So it's never too early to get a coach. If you have money to invest in a digital product, I would invest in a coaching conversation and have specific questions that you want to help guide you on that path. Then it will make even better sense to know what's the next step, right? That's a lot of times when we buy products wanting to know, right? What's the next step? Sometimes that next step in that product may not be what you need. So it's never too early for coaching. I would recommend anyone invest in coaching right off the bat. Get some specific direction, get some specific advice from someone who's been there, and I think it'll make your journey a lot simpler, right? So it's never too early.
Okay, awesome. So I see we are approaching the end of our time. If anybody else has questions, even after we're done, make sure that you drop your questions in the comments, and we'll still come back and answer the questions. So right now, if you would like to reach out to Colin, contact him on Facebook. He's tagged in this post. So shoot him a message on Facebook. Colin is awesome, as you already see, right? We've been talking to Colin for a while now. I don't even see the timer on here, but it's been almost an hour. We've been talking to Colin, and he's been dropping jewels, right? So guys, here's the thing. Next week for hashtag Summer of Success will be on Tuesday instead of Monday. So make sure you tune in on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time next week, where we're going to keep the conversation you guys to the level of success that you desire for the year of 2018. Colin, thank you so much for hanging in there with me through the weird tech difficulties that we had. And I appreciate you guys for hanging in the comments and hanging on viewing. Guys, I hope you were taking notes, because Colin hit some great points. He dropped some serious jewels today, and I totally appreciate it. Thank you, Colin. I see what's the next step. I'm not sure if that was a comment on what you were saying, Colin, or if that's a question. So I'm going to let you go to that. And then before we head out, okay, before we head out, I see what's the next step.
So to me, the next step, if you're thinking about should I hire a coach, is ask yourself, hey, am I stuck here? Am I moving forward as fast as I'd like to move forward? But let's go back a little bit. You got to ask yourself, am I doing everything I need to be doing? If you feel you're doing everything you need to be doing and you're still stuck, yes, hire a coach. If you don't feel you need to be doing everything you need to be doing, yes, you need to hire a coach. So let's see where you are, right? If you're happy with the level of success and you don't want to grow and go forward, that's cool, right? You're good right there. But if you want to go to the next level, if you want to get some clarity, if you want to get some guidance, definitely move forward and look for someone that can help you. And again, it doesn't mean hiring someone in a paid relationship, right? A paid coach. But look, you'll be surprised. A lot of coaching and mentorship I've gotten is just by reaching out to people. Product creators that have bought their product and used it. I reached out to them and asked a few questions, and they're volunteer got on the phone with me. So just reach out and ask people, and ask questions, and don't be one of those people that ask questions and don't implement, because no one wants to answer those. But reach out and ask people for guidance, ask people for direction, and you'll start getting some clarity from that. So the next step is just ask questions. Ask for guidance.
All right, there it is. Ask for guidance. Okay. Yes, there it is. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Colin.
You're welcome. It's
so
been fun.
That was all the questions I had, and it looks like that was all the questions from the comments. Still be here for you with hashtag SOS Summer of Success. So, guys, thank you again, Colin. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Um, we'll see you next week on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk about happiness next week and how important happiness really is to your success. And what comes first, success or happiness, the chicken or the egg, right? So, in the meantime, guys, I want you to have an amazing week on purpose, with purpose. Be incredible, guys. I'll see you next time.